Chapter 9.5, Circles and Circumference. So today we're going to start talking about circles, particularly what a circle is, parts of a circle, and the circumference. So we're going to start working with pi today. Pi is a number that is actually a ratio. Pi is a ratio of the circumference of a circle over the diameter of a circle. Now I can take this equation, pi equals circumference over diameter, and rearrange it in different ways. For example, the circumference of a circle equals pi times the diameter. If I multiply both sides of this equation by the diameter, I get circumference equals pi times the diameter. So let's take a look at some parts of a circle. So first down here we have a chord. A chord is a segment that has both endpoints on the circle. So because it is a segment, if I was to label this A and I was to label this B, this purple chord right here would be segment AB with the segment symbol over the top of it because it is a line segment. Okay, so a chord has both endpoints on the circle. It is touching the circle. The diameter is the distance from one side of the circle to the other through the center. So this black dot right here, that's the center of the circle. The diameter passes through the center. It is a special chord because both endpoints are on the circle. Both endpoints here, if I was to label that C and D, the diameter would be segment CD. Now the radius is slightly different. The radius connects any point on the circle to the center of the circle. So here's my radius right here, from the center to one side. The radius is half of the distance of the diameter. So coming back here to talk about pi, the circumference of a circle equals pi times the diameter. The diameter is twice the radius. Radius 1, radius 2, twice the radius. So circumference can also be written as 2 times pi times r, or pi times twice the radius. We usually see it as 2 pi r. So let's kind of keep those in mind. Here in the key concept, you have the two different formulas for the circumference. Pi times the diameter, or 2 times pi times the radius. So let's jump into example 1. List the radii shown in circle P. Now, I want all of them. So circle P is named that because P is the center of the circle, so that's why it is the name of the circle. And I want all of the radii, so all of them will have P in it. So I see first DP, don't forget the segment symbol, CP, BP, and AP. Those are all of the radii. They connect from the center of the circle out to the circle itself. B asks to list all of the chords. Remember, chords just connect 2 points on the circle. So we're going to have a bunch of these. So let's start with A. So I have AB, that's a chord. I see A to C is a chord. It's a special chord, the diameter, because it goes through the center, but both endpoints are on the circle. So we have AC, and then we have AD. Going to B, I don't need to do BA because BA and AB are the same chord, but I do have BC and BD, the center special chord going through the center. So this is a radius, or a diameter, I'm sorry. BD. Then I don't need to do CB or CA again because I already have those, but I do have CD. Looking at D, I already have DA, DB, and DC, so I don't need to do those again. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different chords in circle P. All right, example 2. The diameter of a Ferris wheel, diameter, is 250 feet. What is the radius? Well, I know that the diameter equals 2 times the radius. If I want to find out what the radius is by itself, I divide both sides by 2. So the radius equals the diameter divided by 2. If I know the diameter is 250 feet, equals 250 divided by 2, the radius equals 125 feet. Still a pretty big Ferris wheel. Okay, it's that simple to find the diameter. All right, if you know the diameter, divide it by 2 to find the radius. If you know the radius, multiply it by 2 to find the diameter. All right, example 3. A regulation archery target is a circle with a 24-inch radius. Which equation can be used to find the circumference of the archery target? So, the archery target across 24 inches. That was a bad diameter. Right through the center. It's a little hard to see. Let's see if I can make it better. 24 inches right through the center. So, this is a multiple choice question. A asks, is the circumference 2 times 12? B, the circumference equals pi times 24. C is circumference equals pi times 12. And option D, circumference equals 2 pi times 24. So if we think back to that key concept on the first page, circumference of a circle. Circumference equals pi times the diameter, or circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius, or 2 pi r. Well, this is telling me that we have a 24-inch radius. Okay, so 24-inch radius. So this looks like I have 2 times 12, but I know that pi is in both of my equations to find the circumference, so it cannot be A. Circumference equals pi times 24. Well, pi times a number means that number has to be the diameter, but we have a 24-inch radius. So 24 isn't the diameter, it's the radius. So B's out. C equals pi times 12. Well, if the radius equals 24, the diameter is twice that, which would be 48. So I'm not sure where this 12 came from, so it can't be C. So option D, which is the only one left, is 2 times pi times 24. Well, I know 24 is the radius, which would go here. 2 times pi, here's the rest of the equation. So my answer is D. I would find the circumference by multiplying 2 times pi times 3.14. So, you might be asking quickly, what is pi, or what number does pi represent? So, even though we're not actually multiplying with pi yet, I'll go ahead and tell you that pi, we're going to use 3.14. This is the standard decimal for pi. In the next lesson, you will also learn that pi can, as a fraction, is 22/7. Now, you aren't going to need that for this lesson, but you will for the next one. So complete your QCs and CYU, and if you have any questions, I will answer them the next time I see you.